welcome to Howling Wolf Games. Today we're...
All right, I got the van packed up. I've got the food, the water. I've got the kids. I don't know whose kids. I don't have kids, but there's...
Calm down. What are you talking about?
You sent me a note that clearly said panic.
I said we're doing panic games. The series of games from Fireside Games.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I just thought this was called Dead.
No. In the panic games, you work together with everyone that plays and cooperatively try to defend the center from, be it monsters or zombies or, well, in the newest version, Klingons.
So it's not the end of the world?
It's not the end of the world. Let's go to the table.
Welcome to the table here with the panic games. Most of them.
We have all of them except one little small expansion for Castle Panic, which was the first in this series of games. Kind of a fantasy nature. You and your co-players work together to defend the castle from various ogres and trolls.
Goblins.
Orcs. And the game mechanics are pretty simple. You have to have the right cards to attack the monster in the right color and in the right ring. And if you have that, you can kill them or knock them down a point. If you don't, each round the monsters that are alive move closer. And once they hit the wall, they will take out a wall.
Just like right up here.
And then take a point of damage or kill themselves. But the idea is those towers is what you want to keep alive. And once you lose the towers, once you lose all 5 of those towers or 6 of those towers, the game is over and you lose.
Now, literally, you can go all the way to the last tower. As long as you keep that alive, you win. That doesn't make it any less stressful. These games are appropriately named.
Yes, panic. And then usually within the 3rd or 4th turn, you're like, we are going to lose this game horribly. But then you kind of dig yourself out a little bit.
You maintain, actually, is the best word for what this game does. Yes. You get to a point and you maintain.
Yes, but there are cards to help you. They help you rebuild walls or, in this one you can't rebuild towers, but you can rebuild walls. And you can try and get a little bit of safety until a boulder comes, which basically will knock out, it rolls until it hits something. So if it starts in 3 and there's no wall and there's no tower, it will hit the back tower, which would be in 6. So it's going to do damage. But so that was the first set of games, and it's had a couple expansion. And then the next set was Dead Panic, which plays pretty well the same, except you take out monsters and put in zombies. And you still work as a team, but you each have an individual standee, and you can move around the board attacking zombies, and you're trying to find a radio that's with survivors who will die. And you have to pick up the radio, put it together, and call the van to get out of the cabin.
Again, appropriately named, I believe.
Yeah, theme is real heavy in that game. There's rules mechanics that allow the zombies to move to whatever is alive and closest to it. That's what it will move to. So if you come out of the cabin, it's coming after you.
Oh, yeah.
And so that one, definitely Panic.
Yes.
And now we have the newest iteration, which is Star Trek Panic.
This game is beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. My favorite parts of the shields.
Yes, as you'll see, this is the center. Will be same as the castle there. These little blue pieces, which are nice, are your shields, and this is your castle. You still have 6 pieces. You'll take various damage, and then eventually you'll lose them as the game goes on.
And again, just like the other games, you have ways of repairing your shields, you have ways of repairing your hull.
Yeah. I think in this game you have a lot more, it's easier to repair your shields and to repair your thing, which is good because unlike the monsters and the zombies who will run into the wall and damage themselves, your Romulans and Klingons will not. They will get to these close range and they just fire. And they're not going to move forward. They're not going to damage themselves. And they also do damage after every turn before they move forward. This is a difficult, but it is very fun, and if you like Star Trek, very thematic.
Oh, there's another thing that you get to do in this game that you can't necessarily do with the other games because you're in a starship. And that's move your starship.
Yes, yeah.
You can move it, you can spin it, and there are ways for you to move across the field.
Yes.
Now think of it more along the lines of, have you ever seen Futurama, the improbability drive, where it moves the universe around it. And that's essentially what you're doing here, is you're moving the universe. So say the Romulan cruiser was a little closer, say on the closest blip. And you wanted it to go further away, you would just move the ship this way, and it would go further away.
Yeah.
Which would allow you to use cards in your inventory that you probably wouldn't have been able to use before.
Right. And this game, unlike Dead Panic, you have different characters, but you don't have different standees. But like I said, you can play James T. Kirk, you can play Chekhov and Spock and Sulu.
The whole bridge crew of the Enterprise.
Yeah, they're all there, and they all have really good abilities.
Now, what I would love to see from this is possibly some expansions that would allow you to play the Next Generation crew, or maybe even a new ship and play the Voyager crew.
Right. I think that there's a lot of expansions here, and based upon what they've done with the Castle Panic series, I think they will.
Oh, yeah.
Another major difference is these mission cards. This is actually the main point of the game. When you play Castle Panic, you want to play through all the monsters.
Your mission is to live.
Yeah. In this one, you'll have different missions based upon the movies and the television episodes. And it's usually having to turn in a certain amount of cards or destroy a certain monster or bring it to you. Mm-hmm. But you need to complete 5 of those in a standard game, then clear the board of ships, and you'll win.
Which makes it harder and easier at the same time.
Right. You won't face as many ships, but you have a lot of challenges in this game. Very challenging game. So these Panic games, I think we're going to keep seeing them come out.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our look at some of the Panic games from Fireside Games. They're really fun. There's different levels of difficulties. And now, why are you so quiet?
I've achieved a state of calm that I've never known before because of these Panic games.
We just played the games.
Yeah. Anyways, it's time to box up this episode.
Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and did you ever let those kids out of the car?